Hi guys, Rachel is Spunky Misfit Girl here, and I've been working on the Masquerade journal, and I've got to the point now where what I really need is some ephemera, and in particular some smaller ephemera that can fit in places like the sky that needs to be filled up, and then the sky who needs to be filled up, things like that. So what we're gonna do is make these little guys, which are super cute, inspired by Septeria 18. She did them a little differently than I did, but I'm really pleased with how this turned out. It's such a little cutie, and it just opens up to a little pocket inside here that has a little card in there. And a little tuck spot on the side, okay? And it's super easy. You can use scraps if you want. You can use 6x6 papers if you want. Super fun. So let's we'll do one, maybe we'll do two at once. We'll see. Let's see how we go here. So I've got a couple of papers that I pulled. You will want single-sided is probably fine. You might want double-sided for one. It's up to you. If you're digging through, find some scraps, or you can use your 6x6s. This is really good for 6x6, but you might want two because you're going to use one for your back here, your base, and one for your pocket, right? So really ultimately what you need is two pieces of paper that are both 3x6, right? So if you're using 6x6 sheets, you're gonna wanna just cut those right in half. And what I'm gonna do, I actually think I might just use, since these papers are kind of different enough, I think I might just use this guy. And it's single-sided, so I'll cover the back when I'm done. Because that's really the only part that is gonna show, right, is this back, which I did do here on this one too, I covered it. Okay, so I want this piece for my pocket, so I'm just gonna cut that off at 3 and then at 6. And that's gonna be my piece for my pocket. And then I will use this guy. I think I might just go, I'm gonna get into there anyway. So I think, I don't really want that on there. I'm gonna cut this off and try to use this. So I'm gonna cut really close to here and see how much of this beautiful stuff I can get. It's still gonna be too big to be perfect, but that's okay. Okay, so that's 3 inches, and then I'm gonna cut that off at 6 as well. So I have 2 pieces that are 3x6. Okay, and the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna make our pocket. So decide which one you want, and I'm going to score my pocket piece on the back, on this white side. With the 6-inch side up, I'm scoring at 1.5 and 4 1/8. Okay. And then, wait, I've got to score it on the 3-inch side. I'm gonna do it at 3/8. And that's just gonna give us our bottom flap for our pocket. Okay, and then with this guy, once we've got him scored, we're gonna remove this middle piece. And I'm just gonna kind of go outside those score lines so I don't end up keeping those. And cut this guy right out of here. And just give my two here a little angle. You don't really need to do that. This piece is not gonna show. It's not a big deal. And then give these their folds all over the place. Okay, awesome. So now this is gonna be so nice looking. My pocket's gonna be on that side because I want my red on top. You can do it this way, and you can see here, this is how I did it. And that's actually how I would have preferred to do it, but I want my red on there, I think. So my tuck spot's gonna go that way. So I am gonna ink a little bit here before we glue, just on my front pieces that are gonna show. This will get glued in, so our back isn't gonna show at all. Okay, so what we're gonna do now is first we're gonna close up our pocket on this back. So I'm just gonna glue, so this wraps around the back to create your pocket. So I'm just gonna put some glue on that first piece and then some glue on that second piece on top. That's all gonna get glued down, so you're not gonna see it, no need to ink or worry about it. And then to make our tuck spot here, we're just gonna glue to this edge from here. So just about like to that, and then I'm just gonna put a dot on that very edge so that we're only gluing that little bit, so that we'll have a pocket in the back and a pocket on the side. And I'm gonna just give that a clip for a sec because it's a little bit fussy. It takes a sec. So the backing piece. Then we want to round some corners. We're gonna do all four. And then give that guy some ink. Okay, and then we need to put this guy on here so we can see where we're gonna make our fold. So he is gonna go in here like this, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and glue him in. I just love these. These are the type of thing that I could just sit and make all day long. And then I would have a whole bunch of little paper projects with no home. Okay, and then this next step, you can either score or you can just kind of eyeball it, but you're gonna wanna leave, you know, a little bit of space so you can access your pocket and fold this guy. So if I put them into the scoreboard, with where I've placed my pocket, I'm looking at about 3 or 3 1/8 of an inch. And I think I'm actually gonna go up to 3 1/8 because I think I did 3 last time. And as you saw, it's a little tricky using that pocket. So I'm gonna go a little higher this time and just fold that over. And then for our top little flap, we're just gonna fold this guy. How did I make that work? Oh, it's because I did the, I I rounded my corners at the top too soon. I shouldn't have done that. Because it's these corners that need to be rounded. Shoot! Well, let's see. Let's see if we can fix it. I think we can. I think what we're gonna do is just this. And this corner rounder is not the best for this. It sometimes can be fussy, but look at that. That was no problem at all. And we're gonna round down here too. Wasn't my original intention, but I think it's cute. Okay, so then this guy is just gonna get glued down to make that flat. And if this guy's gonna hang loose in your journal and you want to cover that back, you'd wanna do that as well. And I think that it is going to in mine, so I think I'm gonna use just a bit of this, which should be the right width. And I'm gonna cut that down to my height on here. I'm gonna do it down here. Ooh, ooh. I think it's not quite straight, so actually I'm gonna do it up here because okay. I'm gonna cut that off and round my corners first and then glue it on. Okay, and then we will put on our little closure for that front piece. Which is part of what just makes it so cute. It makes it feel like its own little standalone project in a way, right? Glue this guy on here. Super good. Actually, I really want to get this to my edges and make sure that it's there. Whoop. Just like that. Cover up that white. That could get some nice stamping in the middle of there to make that just have a little extra wonder in the back. Mostly won't be seen. Okay, and so now I'm gonna give myself a little more ink on the inside here. And put on a closure. So for these, what I did was I just used some of my little hole protectors because I love this look with, and I've done other projects with this before that have come out really beautiful, with the baker's twine with the gold metallic in it, although it always comes apart. And the hole protector kind of as the closure. And I thought that that worked really well on this little guy. This was not something that Sandy did. So I'm gonna just glue that hole protector on. And this is Masquerade, so I kind of want to decorate it up with some kind of mask or something, but I don't know. I have to look at what will work with this once this closure is on. Okay, just want to make sure that's where I want it. And then all I'm going to do is punch my hole and add my baker's twine Just gonna use the hole for this is actually, inside of these, I think is actually bigger than the 1/8. Just slightly though. I don't know if it's actually 3/16, so I don't wanna go that high. So it does make it a little trickier to get that baker's twine in there, but it does work. This is probably part of the reason that it comes apart. Okay, just pulling a big, nice piece. So I'm gonna make a big loop. Well, it's not a loop yet, but I'm gonna fold over so that I have a nice long piece to use to tie it. And then I'm gonna come through here with my loop and pull my ends through my loop, and then that closure stays on there. It can wrap all the way around. It's probably far too long. Maybe we'll go twice. And then tie. Okay? So this guy just needs a little bit of bits and bobs to go in here. And I think I have some good little cards. I'm hoping they will fit. I don't know. I've got a whole bunch of stuff. And I also printed out a bunch of my numbers. These are in my Etsy shop. I love using these for decorating. But I have these little guys. These are from my porch prints. I thought that, oh, it's too tall. Phooey. I was really hoping this guy will fit. Yeah. And also because I left that little bit of extra space there. Awesome. So we're gonna stick him in there. I think these fussy cuts are too big. I would need to do them at a smaller size. I do have some printed out here and there at smaller sizes. Like she doesn't work on the red, but what else do we have? We have this guy. I don't think that's gonna work. I think we're gonna have to stick to some more vintagey, like label stuff, or maybe print some fussy cuts at a smaller size. I've got this guy sitting here too, but I don't think he's gonna work for me on this. So let's see, I kept this one pretty simple. I just used a sticker here and some lace and one of my numbers. But what will fit in that side tuck spot? Maybe something, maybe this little guy, or is he too big? I think he's too big. Everything's too big. Oh, just barely. Just barely. I wonder, I'm gonna slice him down a little bit. Slice him down just on my sides. I think he's got a little bit of room to just get a little skinnier. Trim the fat. Yeah, that still looks okay. That still looks great. And I might round the corners too to match my, he might be too tall though. I didn't think of that. That's okay. That's okay. I actually like that. He fits. He's a little big, a little long. Rounded corners, yes or no? What do we think? I think yes. I think yes. Rounded corners. Okay. That's perfect. I like that. And then I kind of would like a fussy cut for this outer spot, but I've got to find, I think I actually do. I think I have them quickly grabbable. working on maybe doing a specimen cards with these. So I had actually printed a bunch of them out at a smaller size, and these will be perfect. I actually think I want a red one though. This is a little bit weird, that color. So she could actually come, this could be cool. I don't know that that matches though, that particular red. I think I'm gonna keep that top simple and put her down here. So let's cut her out real speedy like, and we'll see how she looks there. And then I think the top will just be simple with a word or some such. And also, this is all there is to it. You have the foundations. So if you're of the kind who doesn't prefer to watch me fussing and making decisions and things, you can absolutely head off and make your own already. So she could go in here like this. I love that. Oh, I love that. Okay, so she's going in there, just getting glue on one half. Super cool. Just like that, and then she's right in the middle. Awesome. Actually, I think I'm gonna move her over. She's a little off center with this, if I do that. Oh, I can't decide. Okay. I kind of want her in the middle when this is closed, but then it's annoying because it's off, but that's okay. I'm gonna leave it so that she's in the middle like that. Awesome. Okay, I love that. Now, this guy could, no, I think that's gonna be too much. Let's not overdo it. Let's take some music paper maybe and see how that does for us. A little skinny bit. And maybe that goes up here with one of the labels. And that's that. I don't know, it's a bit busy. It's a bit much. I might want to leave it to just a label. Actually, with this guy, just because it's just got a lot going on up there, I feel like. Maybe a very plain paper along that top would work for me here. I don't know, I think this might be too much. But you know, or the sky is a matcher. Or around him, maybe around him is what we want. Just a little hint of red there. Oh, I was thinking of doing this on foam tape too, which is what I did here to just give this guy a little bit of lift, which is really nice. But I think I don't have my foam tape with me, so that's okay. We'll just do him just like this. But I've been using the foam tape more and more lately, and I do find that it makes kind of a nice, sometimes it's just the last thing that just gives it that little bit of pizzazz, and you can do it in between the two layers, you know, so that it's on the word, and then it just gives it a little bit of lift here. I think that's a little too much, and I'm gonna cut it down more. It's kind of big. I might actually, maybe a shorter word or something like this. Maybe that would make me happier. So the graphique is a bit long for this. I just really want something skinny. This is literally a piece of scrap, but I think I'm gonna put it on there because I like it. I'm gonna do it just like that. Even the tiniest of tiny scraps can be useful. How amazing is that? Okay. And Paris. All right. Awesome. And that is gonna just tuck right into one of my pockets in my masquerade journal. Wasn't that fun? Super fun project. Thank you guys so much for following along and making stuff with me. Don't forget to hit like on the video and subscribe to the channel, and I will see you in the next video.